Quality Foods presents your U14A Oakville Rangers! And there's your Oakville Rangers!
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Center Wellington Sportsplex. We're up in Fergus tonight for game number 18. Not to be confused with game number 19. Game number 18 was supposed to be played on Monday night down in Wellington, and that game got canceled or postponed due to a Zamboni malfunction. So this is now game number 18, and we're up here, we're ready to go. Let's take a look at the standings and see where things are at. You can see now we're a couple of games behind in games played right here, and as a result of that, we're back in the points a little bit. Not too much to worry about there. You can see once we play these games, we can be right in the mix. We're still right in the mix. But teams are moving around, and it's getting interesting now as we're heading into Christmas, and all these games are starting to matter now as they will start to have an impact on seeding as we head in towards playoffs there in February. The boys are ready to go here. However, there is just a couple of players here that are out of the lineup. Hoagie's on game number 2, so he's out tonight. And then also 2 and Little are not feeling well. So we got 3 regular roster members out of the lineup tonight, and filling in for them will be Maxon Lee, he'll be number 64, and Ben DeBarris, and he is number 4. Both of those will help fill in the D line, and then we'll have Stacy back on D again tonight as well. So that's going to round out the back end to give everyone a little bit of a different look. So, you know, throw them all in the deep end of the pool, see who can swim. It's kind of the way we're going to have to go with it. We're facing Center Wellington. They are the number 1 seed. They're going to be strong, and they're going to play hard, and they're gritty. Now, so are we. So I'm not worried about that. But you do have to weather the storm. They're going to come out and try to punch you in the mouth in the first 5 minutes, and that's just the way they play. We know that. We've played them a bunch over the years, right? So, where everybody's ready to go here, referees are center dot. Tonight, starting lineup will be Kenty on the draw, Fissel left side, Rukowskis right side, Policelli and DeBarris on D, and in goal, Jonas Schrenko. Wellington comes down the right-hand side off the face-off, down deep into the corner. Trying to center the pass in front, low slot, tied up, into the feet. DeBarris trying to kick it up for Rukowskis. Down around the back of the net, into the end boards, broken up. Kenty will get a piece of it. Wellington jumps on it right away, kicks it over for Fissel at the hash marks. He will move it up for Kenty, but gets broken up trying to get out of the zone. Pressured high in the zone there. Wellington gets a quick shot off, catches some traffic, doesn't make it through, chipped off the boards for Rukowskis, but the play does not materialize. Center and pass by Wellington, skips through the top of the crease. Kenty will come away with it. He will skate through the zone. Play is broken up. In the neutral zone, Rukowskis will come away with it, but the play is offside as he had to pull a move on the blue line. Kenty couldn't tap the brakes quite fast enough, and that will pull us offside. Just a minute of play in. Seems like it was a lot longer than just a minute. Now, you guys are not going to be able to see the clock here. I am going to ask if somebody is listening that when we do score, or when the score changes, if somebody could just put it in the chat to this stream. You can't see the board very well at all. You can see right there just up on the top of my screen. I don't think it's going to be legible. I'll do my best to keep you informed of the time and the score as we go along, but it's still frustrating. I know, not being able to see the scoreboard, and you guys are so used to Daryl's automatic scoreboard here that you're we're going back to raw feed here tonight. There's a penalty been called on the play down in the corner. I'm waiting to see who makes the skate. Oh, it is going to be a Fusion player. Holding will be the call at 8:35. Face-off will be down and to the right of the Wellington goaltender. Lambert will take the draw. Iannacci, Fanasi up front with Lee and Ing as the back pair. Fanasi off the boards, back up for Kingsley. Chipped off the boards. Fanasi turns top of the circle. He'll go back for Lambert. Lambert will curl, slip it down into the corner for Financier again. Sidesteps it up to the hash marks. Puck comes back up to the line for Lee. Quick shot in on net and held by the Wellington goaltender. Try and zoom you guys in just a little bit. How's that? I don't want to zoom it too much. It's different when Daryl's doing it because he can keep his hands constantly zooming it, but I'm short one hand, at least. So I'm going to settle it in there. Hopefully that's good enough. Back up to the blue line, kicked all the way down the length of the ice. Schrenkel will come out and play it. DeBarris will curl around the back of the net. He'll slide that puck off for Policelli, mid-ice. Kicked ahead for Iannacci down the left-hand side. Bottom of the circle, center and pass skips through. Financier will come off the boards, up for DeBarris. Bouncing puck slips through. Wellington trying to get loose, but they're turned back in the neutral zone. Gets inside, trying to get that shot off, but they get turned away into the corner as they put the pressure down. DeBarris takes his man into the corner. He'll slip the puck around to the far corner. Financier up there mid-ice. He will dump that puck in. This play is blown dead. The net is off its moorings. We're down to 7:15. There's 40 seconds remaining on the penalty. So we'll get the back half of the power play unit out there. We're going to have Kenty up front with Fissel, Rakowskis, Hiltz, and Stacy. To the left of the Wellington goaltender. Slight delay here as it gets set. All right, now we're good. Puck is dropped, one back for Fissel. Fissel will come up the blue line for Hiltz. Bobbling puck though. Puck gets in behind everybody. It'll go the length of the ice. Stacy will get back to retreat. He'll go around the back of the net. He'll go for a bit of a skate up to the neutral zone. He'll get in over the line. Bottom of the circle. Quick shot in on net. Loose puck. Rebound. And that will force a face-off down low. Kenty out there now with Fissel, Rakowskis, and we'll switch up the deep here to Ing and Lee. Chipped off the boards at the hash marks. Goes off the leg. Now goes the length of the ice. That might do it. I don't know if they can get up past the gates before the penalty expires. 5 seconds showing. Sorry, the camera didn't swing quite enough there. Puck goes in on net, and Schrenkel will hang on to it. But the penalty has expired, so this face-off will be an even strength draw down to the left of Jonas. Reiser will take the draw. Trotar and Ing banging away in the end boards. Reiser gets a piece of it. He breaks it up, drives it into the end boards again. He'll go over to Harvey in the open corner. There's an arm in the air. It is going to be on us, and that will be the call. And it is cross-checking. I'm not sure who they're sending. None of the players know that there's a call being made yet. It's going to be there on Ing. That's 6:05 in the first here. That'll push the face-off down into the left of Tranco. Reiser with the draw. Puck gets kicked back to the high slot. Shot is sent in on net. Gloved right away by Schrenkel. Reset here, the same spot. Draws one back by Wellington. Top of the circle. They'll kick it to the hash marks. In tight. Mid slot. Can't get the shot up. They get turned back. Goes back to the D. Down to the bottom of the circle. Wellington curling there. They'll come back up to the blue line. D to D pass. They get pushed to the outside. They send it in for the tip. It'll go around the back of the net. Wellington trying to step out. They'll come back up to the top of the circle again. Down to the hash marks. Steps in low in the circle. Into the backdoor pass. Backhanded out by Chotar with 1:15 remaining. Play is bobbled. Chotar puts a pressure on him. They cough it up. That turns them back. They'll have to reset the play before they can get out. Chotar keeping the pressure on down low. Broken up again. Lambert will send it down low in the zone in the opposite corner. Gloved and sent back in as Fanasier knocked it out of the air. He'll go around back of the net, but the stick check breaks up the play into the boards. Deep in the zone, Wellington now finally cuts away with it. There's 30 seconds remaining on the power play. They'll cut across the line, high in the zone. Play goes around the back of the net. Wellington comes back up to the blue line. Broken up at the line. Lambert gets a piece of it. Overskates the puck, quick shot in on net, loose puck, rebound. Fired the length of the ice. Down deep. Play is even. Stacy goes in and breaks it up. Good pressure here as they killed off the back end of that penalty, breaking up the play and not letting it materialize the way they want. Stacey will kick it back down in the corner. Fistel trying to catch up to it. Goes to the open corner. Kenty swings around for it. Pressure in on the midboards. Wellington trying to get loose. Backhanded up for Kenty. Kenty's got some seam. If he can keep it ahead, rolls ahead just a little bit too far for him. Icing is going to be the call. We will pull that all the way back at 3:13 in the first. Face-off will be down and to the right of Jonas. Reisner's going to take the draw. He's got Harvey Chotar with him. Goes back to Lee. Lee backhands it around the boards to the hash marks far side. High on the window, goes down in the corner. Pushed around for Harvey. Harvey trying to chip it ahead. Trying to move that puck forward. Wellington gets loose, bottom of the circle. Trying to wrap it around, cleared away. Harvey's got some space, but can't get loose. Wellington pushed to the outside. Gets into the feet. Lee will pick it up. Down around the back of the net. He'll chip it ahead, but doesn't get out of the zone. Wellington get away with it, bottom of the circle. Point shot tipped in the blue ice. Tranco does a good job to keep up with the tip there. Bouncing puck down to the hash marks. Wellington, bottom of the circle. They try the toe drag, doesn't get through. Into the end boards, pinned up there by Lee. Wellington curling, quick shot in on net, missed the short side, out the other side, and down in the corner, backhanded out front, into the feet. Kingsley will play it, but it goes off the referee, up to the blue line, not out. And now we'll get it out. We're going to skate it down as Kingsley is heading down in on the line. He's in by himself on Ford, gets a move, in tight, quick shot. Rebound comes back, Rukowskis with another shot, goes off the leg. That was a huge deal there by Kingsley as he got around all four players and still got that shot off. It was a quality shot too. Rebound came back out. Nice follow-up. Good pressure by Oakville, centering pass out front. Comes back up the blue line. At the line, not out, as the pressure is right there on the gate. Rukowskis will, not Rukowskis. Tabaris will pull it back down into the zone. Into the feet. Knocked off the puck. Rukowskis, center and pass, skips through the blue ice Fisso, couldn't get the tip turn. DeBears will play it down in the corner. Center and pass again. Wellington will come away with it. They're going to skate it out of the zone. 45 seconds remaining in the first. DeBears does a good job to break up that play there. Rukowskis down low, top of the circle. Gets knocked off the puck, but there's an arm in the air. And they're going to call that as a knee. I don't think it was on the guy that knocked Rukowskis off the puck. Hang on. He called that. I don't think that was the same play. I must have been looking in a different direction. I didn't see it either. It must have been somewhere else. 28.9 seconds remaining on the clock. 2 minutes up on the board. So we will be on the power play. Lambert's going to take the draw. We've got Financier, Ianacci, Hiltzy, Stacy. As we're going to round out the back end of this opening frame. Bit of a delay here as you can see the linesman there is having a chat with the scorekeeper's box. I'm not sure, the clock hasn't adjusted, so I'm not sure what they're looking at. Oh, they're calling this coincidental minors. They just put 2 minutes up on the board for us. I don't know if you can see it there. They just added 2 minutes up there for us. The linesman has gone over to the bench. Are they calling it a double minor? Oh, they couldn't get 4 to come up on the clock. It's a 4 minute, it's a double minor penalty. It looks like they couldn't get the 4 minutes up on the clock, so they're serving it as 2 and 2. So both those penalties are being served as back-to-back double minors on Wellington as the draw is won, but skips through. Wellington gets inside of us, bottom of the circle. Hilty will come up for Lambert as they got 5 seconds. In tight. And with, I don't know, less than a second on the clock, Wellington gets inside of us on a broken play and scores the shorthanded goal to end the period. Oh, tough one. Coach will have to settle them down a little bit. They won't be happy with that, but you know what? That happens sometimes. The puck bounced a little bit, and they will have the break here now to kind of just sort themselves out here. So bear with me for 1 second. Hey, Vigentis, do you have shots on that? Is that us up top? That's them up top? Okay, so the shots were 6-4 in favor of Center Wellington. Possessionally, we did a pretty good job there. We skated well. Lots of things are going our way. Bad bounce, bad, unfortunate bit of business there on the tail end of that period. That's okay. Just fight through this and get yourself back in order. We're on the power play, fresh 15 on the clock, right? But I'm sure that's creeping into the back of their heads a little bit. But just shake it off and then just go do what you've been doing, because what you've been doing has been working well. We have put them on their heels quite a bit in this game. So just keep that pressure up. Face off that resulted in an icing call there. That'll get pulled all the way back down and to the left. Reisner will have the draw. They get sent back in the end boards. Wellington putting pressure on. Lee will come around the back of the net. Puck is fired the length of the ice. Chotar helps break it up. He'll go up for Harvey. Harvey will come up to the blue line. He'll go cross ice feed for Lee. Top of the circle. Quick shot in a net. Loose puck. Face off down to the left of the Wellington goaltender. Kenty takes the draw. Into the feet at the hash marks. Chipped in deep to the corner. Goes off the leg, center and pass. Gets broken up. It'll go around the back of the net. Kenty turns on it. Quick shot. Switch up the deep air here. We'll have an official's whistle there. He dropped it, immediately called bad. My bad. He didn't like the way the puck bounced on the ice. Into the hash marks. Fisso comes back to the point. He'll go over to Policelli. Top of the circle, quick shot. Hits a body, gets broken down. Fisso grabs it at the hash marks. Kenty comes in to give him a hand there. Loose puck. Rakowski is trying to get a piece of it. He'll come back up the blue line. DeBarris will send it right back in. Wellington trying to get around our D in tight. We put the pressure on. We stayed away with it. Loose puck. It's stick check out in front. They get in tight, but Schrenkel was there to cover it up. Wellington really forechecks hard inside the goal line and below the hash marks. They're very, very gritty. There's a lot of tenacity with them, and if you give them a half step, they're quick to get the secondary pressure in with it, and they'll utilize that, and then catch you a little bit off guard with how quickly they get in. And they've been successful with it so far in creating chances down low. Puck comes back up the blue line, not out. Stacey lets it slide for Hiltz. Hiltz will go back off the board for Stacey. Stacey goes cross ice speed for Lambert. Lambert in over the line, cuts to the middle. Puck is loose, goes the length of the ice. 55 seconds left now on the second penalty. Stacey with the stretch feed up for Fonacier on the line. Fonacier will come back up for Stacey on the blue line. Broken up the blue line. We'll try that again. Down around the boards. We'll set up around the end of the boards. Boys got deep in the zone. A couple of stretch passes didn't work out. We'll get a whistle on it. We'll get some fresh legs and try all that again. Three seconds left on the power play. Reisner's going to take the draw. Puck is loose, down low. Wellington in tight, quick shot, misses on the far side. Fired around the boards. Tied up on the mid boards there. Chipped up and into the neutral zone. Broken up in the neutral zone. Kingsley slides it ahead. Reisner will chip it down into the zone. We got 11 minutes showing on the clock. It's still a 1-0 game in favor of that late goal by center Wellington as the period closed out. Ing trying to knock the player off the puck there. As they enter the zone, Volicelli will pick it up. Sorry, that was DeBarris. Not used to seeing the 64. I thought it was a 6-7. Play is held. Kenty will take the draw. Chipped off the boards. Wellington comes away with it on the hash marks. Plays broken up into the corner. Wellington comes away with it, center and pass. They'll come up to the point. Quick shot. Tranko gets a piece of it with the glove, but it slips through the end boards. Now we come away with it. We'll slide it up for Fissel. Got some room. Kenty trying to catch up with it. In over the line. Backhands it through, trying to catch it up for Rakowskis. And we've got an arm in the air. And it's going to be a cross-checking call on Rakowskis as he was trying to move that player around the back of the net. So 9:55 second period. And Wellington will be on the power play. 2 minutes to show on the clock. We've got Iannacci, Lambert, Stacy, Hiltz. Puck comes up to the blue line, dribbles just out over. Wellington will have to reset. Puck hits Iannacci in mid-ice. They'll have to start it again. Plays broken up at the blue line. Hiltz gets a piece of it. He will fire it down. Lambert's there. He can pick up to it. He puts the brakes on. Wellington trying to gain entry into the zone. Gets pushed back over the line. Lambert putting pressure on, gets them to turn back just enough. They can't get organized. That'll push us down to almost a minute mark now by the time they get up to mid-ice again. In low, quick shot, side of the net, up high. Wellington takes it into the corner. Wellington bottom of the circle. They'll come up top of the slot. Feet goes right back to him. They turn, curl inside, cuts through the middle, quick shot in on net, and it's tipped. And finds the back of the net. Power play goal scored at 8:31 of the second period. Kick back into Wellington territory. Wellington up into the neutral zone. Play slips ahead. Broken up there by DeBarris. Tied up in the neutral zone. Reisner trying to move that puck ahead. Wellington will kick it down into their zone. They'll come back D to D. Slide it up in the neutral zone. Broken up. Kingsley will slide it to the open wing. Reisner will kick it back down in the end boards. Bissell breaks up the play at the hash marks, up to the blue line, slips over, goes the length of the ice. It's a foot race. Tavares is there, players go in. Big hit, Tavares goes down there. He didn't go into the boards. He got knocked off his feet as they were hit, and I think he slapped back a little. Trainer will make his way down to him. He's up on one knee already, so I'll swing. See, look, he's already up on one knee. Not to worry. He's in good shape there. But I think when they hit, his feet came out from under him, and I think he dropped on his back. He's probably winded, and he probably touched his head back on the ice there. Not able to catch himself in time, but he is up on his knees. So we'll give him a minute to catch his breath. So even when I zoom in, see, the scoreboard is so hard to see. Even when you're zoomed in on it, it's just, it is just not going to get picked up on the camera. So the score is 2-0 here in favor of Center Wellington. We're midway through the second period, almost exactly midway through the second period. Tavares is on his feet. He will skate his way back to the bench under his own power. Always good to see. All of the referees are in front of our bench, and I'm wondering if coach is lobbying there for a call. But I don't think there will be one. But you're not going to get that call after the fact. You lobby for the next call. All right. We are back. Even strength hockey, 7-11 remaining in the second. 2-0 is the score in favor of Wellington. Face off down and to the left of Shrenko. Face-off is won by Center Wellington. They'll come up to the blue line, kick it back down to the hash marks, around the back of the net, broken up, side of the net, into the feet. Schrenkel would jump out, put a glove on it, pin the play down. Face-off will be on the other side this time. Tied up in the circle. Backhanded up to the line. Rakowskis is there. He jumped ahead. One man back. Quick shot in on net. Big rebound. Comes back up the blue line. Bouncing puck. Goes towards the net. Squirts through. Kenty will pick it up. He's going to skate to the middle. He gets tripped, but gets back up on his feet. Stays with it. Puck gets sent in deep around the back of the net. Wellington will pick it up. One man back. They might have a 2-on-1 here. They slip inside. Hiltz is there to help break up the play, and he does. Puck comes back up the blue line. Point shot, also tipped, missed on the far side. Picked up by Wellington at the hash marks, down in the corner. Puck comes up and out and in on net. Rakowskis breaks up the play. Iannacci comes down with him. Puck goes down in the corner. Wellington trying to get loose. Stacey breaks up the play at the blue line, takes his man to the boards, leaves it for Hiltz. He'll fire it around the back of the net. Iannacci will pick up the puck on the hash marks, trying to move that puck ahead. Center and pass out front. They get the shot off. Stacy fires ahead for Lambert. Lambert up ahead for Fenacier. Fenacier will chip it into the zone. Just inside 5 minutes remaining in the second period. Puck comes down. Fired into the zone. Stacy's last man back. He will backhand it into the other rink. He went to put it off the glass and he missed it and sailed up into the ceiling. But that's okay. We do not call delay games here. So face-off will be outside the blue line, right in front of the Wellington bench. Wellington will have it on the draw, up into the neutral zone. They get in. Sorry, the camera started to look at my feet there. Center and pass goes out across top of the blue ice. Center on the back of the net. Comes up the hash marks. Kingsley's going to skate it away up through the neutral zone. Trying to get in deep, in tight. Tavares will fire the puck cross ice. Play is delayed offside. Everybody has to tag up. Now they do. Inside the cherry picker pass. They try to get loose. Play is broken up. Gets a shot off. It's over the crossbar. Down into the corner. Wellington picks up the loose puck. Trying to skate through the slot with it. Can't get a shot off. Goes off into the opposite corner. With 3.5 minutes remaining in the second, Wellington comes into the corner, quick shot, and gets a shot up top and in tight, right off the corner of the blue ice there, and gets one over the shoulder. The player got left loose there, and got off a really quick shot. There's not much you can do there when you're in that tight. That comes at 3:15. Sorry about that. I'm catching up to it. Face off down into the Redishrenko. Comes down to the hash marks. Top of the circle. They cut through the middle, center and pass in tight. Back up top of the circle. Another shot hits a body. Loose puck. Rakowskis gets away with it. He's got Fistel on a 2-on-1. They're trying to get it down low. Can't turn the shot. Comes back up. Tavares gets the shot off, but goes off a leg. Volocelli will turn on it. He'll come back. Fistel picked up to the bouncing puck. Quick shot in on net. Rakowskis is right there for the rebound, but there is not one at 2:16. Lambert will have the draw. Broken up at the blue line. Big hit there. As Hiltz takes one, Stacy will chip it back up in the neutral zone onto the stick of Lambert. And we've got a delayed offside as they get tangled up in the blue line. Face-off will be here in front of us. Wellington comes away with it in the neutral zone. Hiltzer with the poke check. Fanassia will bang it off the boards. But it just misses the net. Goaltender lets it slide through, so icing will be the call. We'll pull that all the way back down and to the right of Shrenko. Puck is chipped up and out of the zone all the way down. No icing. As Wellington goes down there, they get pressure on down low. Breaks it up at the hash marks. It comes up to the blue line. 3-on-2 shaping up. Lee gets a piece of it. Breaks it up. They'll have to go around the back of the net with it. They'll come back up to the blue line. Point shot is tipped wide. Puck goes out to the open corner. Sent back into the end board. Center pass. Bottom of the circle in tight. And they pass out front. And their open man gets a open cage as the puck gets slid across the back end there. So that comes at 1:05 in the second. Inside the last minute of the second period here. Center Wellington turns in the corner. They'll curl around the back of the net. Shifty little player there as he pulled off a couple of moves there and worked the give and go. Shrenko holds his position, covers up the play, and we'll get a face-off down and to his left. Quick shot on the scramble, patted away by Shrenko. Another quick shot goes just over the crossbar. Down around the back of the net. Puck gets kicked up the hash marks. Fanassia will chip it out. Gets turned back. Kenty will take it around the back of the net as the period expires. And everybody will make their way back into the benches. As we head into the second intermission, that is where we stand. Little bit of a hill to climb. Total shot count right now, just, you know, that's the tail. That's the tail that we're having here right now. Tough sledding here in the second period as the shots in the second period were 12-4 in favor of Wellington. They've got us on our heels a little bit in a couple of those goals, and got the wind knocked out of our sails, and the boys are starting to feel like they're in a little bit of quicksand, and then Wellington kind of capitalized on that and then added on. You know what? Sometimes there's nights like that, but we've been skating well, and we have been shooting well when we get in tight, but they've been pinching us off a little bit and breaking up our play as we come in through, but we can move the puck around these guys, and we have been. We were doing it in the first period, but when you start staring at your shoelaces a little bit, so to speak, it's harder to do that. So, kind of looking for, a little lucky bounce and a little seam to open up, and just a little bit of whisper of hope to kind of come through to give the boys a little bit of a boost, and then things can turn around in a hurry. There's still lots of time. Full fresh 15 on the clock Kenty will take the draw. Fonacier and Iannachi up front with Ing and Lee down low. Wellington picks it up down in the corner off the draw. They'll go around the back of the net. Center and pass is broken up. Down into the corner. Quick shot banged in from the side of the net. Wellington working the corner down low. They'll come up to the blue line. Fonacier giving chase. Down in the back of the net. Comes away with it. Sidesteps, looking for an option. Up to the blue line. King comes in to help him out. Puck gets sent down into the corner. Wellington will pick it up and they'll curl, but the pressure is there, broken up again. Just out over the blue line. As Lambert turns on it, quick shot gets deflected up over the net, goes down in the corner. Chotar comes in to give him a hand. Wellington coming back the other way. Shot in on net is covered up by Shrenko. Face-off will be to his left. Quick shot right off the draw there. Jonas sees it all the way, covers it up. We'll reset, start that one again. And that was a very quick whistle. We're going to reset that. Are they bootering it? Yeah. They're going to change it to the center. Harvey takes the draw. Puck is bounced up into the neutral zone. Nope, doesn't get out. They hold the line. Quick shot goes around the back of the net. Tavares is there to close the doors. They were going to try and stuff it in from the short side. Quick shot from the side of the net. Shrenko is there. Another save by Shrenko. Pushed off into the corner. Up at the hash marks. Chotar giving chase to break up the play. Wellington on the backhand. In tight. Loose puck. Backhand and misses just wide. As Chotar around the back of the net. Another shot, point blank. Shrenko holds his ground, chips it ahead for Harvey. He will fire that down into the zone. Around the boards. In tight, trying to break up the play. Wellington picks up the loose puck. They come down the other way. Push to the outside as Hilty keeps him on the outside. Center and pass is broken up. Heavy hit there in the inboards. Play is broken up in the neutral zone. Hiltz jumps on the puck. Wellington goes down around the back of the net. Bouncing puck goes the length of the ice. Stacey will pick it up. He'll hit Kenty up the middle. Kenty gets inside, down low, quick shot, in on net. No rebound. We'll complete out the line changes here. Wellington down in the corner after the draw. Lee with the shot in on net. It's covered up and held. Couple of hits there to break up the play and turn them back. Sent back in on net. Wellington will take it around the back of the net as the goalie slides it out to the D-man. Cherry pick pass gets inside the D. In tight down low. Big save by Shrenko. That number 10 player, he's shifty. He's their captain. He's super shifty. He's got quick hands and quick feet, and he will get inside of you. And he timed out that pass there to hit the blue line in full stride and got inside of everything. Got to keep an eye on him. Worked in the corner down low. Wellington has it broken up. Harvey goes cross ice feed for Chotar. Quick shot, rebound. Harvey's right there as the goaltender gives up a rebound right onto the stick of Harvey. He jumps on it, but the goaltender recovers just in time. Has to hang on to it. Face-off will be down and to his left. Puck comes up to the blue line. Policelli's there. He'll fire it in. Puck goes up off the glass. Bouncing puck ends up on the stick of Wellington. Down low, bottom of the circle. Cross ice feed hits a skate. They get turned back to Barris. Grabs it. He'll slide it up for Harvey there. Puck goes up to the blue line, not out. Harvey gets inside. Puck is down low. Couldn't catch up to it as Chotar was there. Delayed call here. Everybody's got a tag. Chotar kicks it back for Stacy. Stacy will go cross ice feed looking for Harvey. Up for Hiltz at the hash marks. He will send it down around the back of the net. Rukowskis catches up to the play in the corner. Fitzel is there for center feed. Oh! Quick shot misses just barely on the short side. Broken up at the side of the net. Bouncing puck. Kick back into the zone. They had to tag up. Wellington coming down. Stacy breaks up the play. Hiltz grabs it. He'll kick it back to Stacy. Stacy up for Rukowskis in stride. Rukowskis in over. He's got the turn. Quick shot in tight. Good shot there. Goes off the mask of the goaltender. And play is called on a hand pass. I didn't see it, but we'll see. And it was a hand pass on us, so that pulls it outside of the blue line then. Kenty with the draw, wins it back. As it hit the boards, down into the corner. Kenty picks up the loose puck around the back of the net, puts the brakes on. Tries to turn in, but he gets run over, gets back under his feet, takes it into the hash boards far side. Fanasier, quick puck in loose, down low. The shot is patted away. Lee will curl up on the boards for Fanasier. Fanasier will chip it into the zone just inside of 8 minutes remaining in this game. Broken up in the end boards. Chipped through the neutral zone. Kenty comes away with it. Lee comes away with it. He'll cut through the high slot, trying to feed it down for Fanasier. Down to Iannacci. Lambert picks up the puck, center and pass, gets picked off. Wellington moving that puck down in a hurry with some speed, trying to feed it ahead. We got Lambert loose. Quick shot in on net, the rebound. They have pressure bearing down on him. Couldn't hang on to it any longer. Kingsley does a good job in the back check to break up the play. That's going to be offside as Wellington tried to come back the other way in a hurry and gets turned back. Couple of good back and forth chances here as we're getting into the midpoint, just past the midpoint of the third period. 4-0 is the score. Could use a goal right about now. That's where we are. We could use a goal. A little bounce, a little something, a little whisper and a prayer. The boys have been shifting the puck up ice. They've been putting good pressure on. Gone off some quality shots here late here. And that goaltender has given up in the last 3 to 4 minutes at least 3 big fat rebounds. Keep putting pressure on him. Maybe we get a bounce come our way as DeBarris will push the puck down into the corner. Wellington comes back the other way. 3-on-2. Push it outside, broken up side of the net. Quick shot goes over the crossbar. Reisner will pick it up. He will kick that puck up into the neutral zone. Bouncing puck across the blue line. Wellington will pick it up. Puck is bounced on the window. Loose. Wellington gets in tight down low, but the play is broken up. Rakowski's coming back the other way. A little bit of room. He's trying to get a turn on. Shot is broken up. Side of the net. Loose puck. Rebound. Backhanded through the ice. Rakowskis was in there in the blue ice. Puck was loose. Got a stick on it. Whacked at it a couple times, but eventually covered up by the Wellington goaltender. 5:31 on the clock. Face-off will be down and to his left. Kenty on the draw. Back to Stacey. Stacey over to Fergus. They'll kick it in the corner. Kenty will pick it up. Player falls on it. Sits on it, and the whistle will go, so they'll reset that one in the same corner again. Kenty picks up the puck at the hash marks. Fergus and Hiltzy trying to work that down low. Broken up. Hiltzy gets a piece of it. Ian Archie, quick shot, side of the net, rebound, loose puck. Kenty will take the draw on the opposite side this time. Bouncing puck is sent in the corner. Stacey goes down to pinch, break up the play. Fanasi steps in to help him out. Puck gets loose down around the back of the net. That puck ended up in the back of the net on a bit of a back and forth scramble. I'm not really sure how that ended up in the, I couldn't see through the traffic. I think it might have got banked off the back of something or deflected off of a foot down low because I didn't see a clear shot made. But either which way, it ended up in the back of the net at 4:33 of the third. Down on the back of the net. Kingsley breaks up the play. They go into the corner. Shotar steps in to give him a hand. Harvey trying to slide it up. Sorry. Up to Harvey. I apologize. I got that inside out. Puck is broken up on the blue line there. Harvey picks it up. Low in the circle. And we've got lots of players going in. They are not happy with the way he was just cross-checked there. We got to be careful. There might be additional penalties called. There's going to be a handful of penalties dished out on this. I don't know if it'll come out even or not. Let's see now. We're going to end up with there's going to be the original call is cross-checking with an additional roughing, and then there's going to be a roughing call here. And then the extra roughing call. So I think, let's see here now. We might be served two 2-minute penalties, and they might be served a double minor to be served consecutively, which will put them on the power play for 2 minutes and then even strength for 2. If I read that right, nope. They're going to throw another guy in the box. So all of this is going to amount to 5-on-5 hockey. And they just threw everybody in the box to let them cool off, basically. Now, the only thing will be is the only thing we got to look at here, I believe these two guys here from Oakville have 2 2-minute minors, and then I think there's a 2-minute minor and then a 4-minute. Oh, they pulled him out. I might have it wrong altogether. Oh, they ejected him. Okay. I think number 11, let's see if he goes right through the bench. No, he went onto the bench. Oh, so there you go. I don't know what I'm talking about at all. Well, so they are on. Oh, okay. So look, they're still showing 5-on-5. So these here have got to be majors. There's nothing on the board yet, so I'm just rambling at this point. Maybe I'll just shut up for a minute and see what actually gets posted. There's a lot of discussion over at the bench. You can see the referees are over there. Coach Nick is trying to get clarification on it all. But that's what I'm looking at. We've got 5 skaters aside, 2 in the box for us, 1 in the box for them. But originally they called a cross-checking penalty and then a roughing penalty on center Wellington, and then the additional call to us. So let's just see now. They're going over to our bench, over to the Wellington bench, and there's where we are. And you can see once you get in that situation, tempers start to run a little high. But it was a little bit of a shot there that he took for sure, and the guys are definitely not going to let that slide without some retaliation. So here we are. So no minors have been listed, so all of these must be. I'm not even going to speculate. They got nothing on the board. Not a single penalty got posted on the board. So it's all guesswork. It's 5-on-5. That's all I can tell you. Puck gets sent in around the back of the net. Policelli will fire it over into the hash marks. Point shot in on net, gloved and held by Shanko at the 3:10 mark. Face-off will be to the left of Shrenko. Kenty on the draw. Quick shot in on net is knifed away. Kenty picks it up in the opposite corner. Puck is knifed ahead. Kenty will go in with the poke check. Goes into the boards heavy, but we come away with it. Fonacier with the centering pass. Ianacci will turn on the loose puck. There's a big hit there that was just to the side of the door. Always get nervous when you see that stuff. Hiltzy slides ahead. Play is held. Nope, they call it offside. Just by a hair. The boys are trying to keep the pressure on and hold the line. So you can see both of our players have vacated the bench and they've sent this guy back in. So they're clearly on it. So clearly the 2-minute mark has gone at 2 minutes plus a whistle, and they left him back in there. There's nothing on the board. I think they're having clock problems because earlier on tonight they were trying to list a major that they couldn't put up. So I think they're having clock issues. Quick shot goes in the M boards. Goaltender will reach out and hang on to it. 1:33 remaining in the third. Rakauskas will chip it ahead down in the corner. Bouncing puck. Stays onside for a second. Stacy back from Hiltz over to Harvey. Harvey trying to pick up Rakauskas on the line, down tight, down low. Quick shot, misses just over the crossbar. Puck goes down in the corner as we roll inside the final minute of play in regulation. Puck gets sent the length of the ice. 30 seconds remaining. Stacy will pick it up around the back of the net. He'll hit Harvey mid-ice. Wellington trying to get down low. Play's broken up. Body's going everywhere. Final 3 seconds on the clock. As time expires, boys will make their way back to the benches and into the dressing room. That's going to do it for this one. Tough night at the rink, for sure. What was the final period? Now in the final period, see, we put up 11 shots to their 14. Give me 1 second here. 11, 14. What was the final? 32-19. So the third period was completely different looking than the rest of the game, but their goaltender is strong, so it's really hard to break through that wall. And yeah, those are some tough nights. Just before I let you go, take a look at the schedule. You can see here that this game right here, the Wellington Tigers game, right there, is the rescheduled game that we tried to play Monday. That is the rescheduled game that was canceled because the Zamboni wasn't working. So keep that in mind for Monday the 22nd, back down in Wellington once again. But boys will take a couple of days here now and kind of get on the ice, refresh, and come back at it again. And Coach Nick will help settle them down, and they'll be good to go. Don't you worry. When you have a minute, please swing by at Oakville Rangers U14A 2012_2025 on our Instagram feed and our YouTube channel at Oakville Rangers U14A. Thank you once again for tuning in to FSN, the home of your Oakville Rangers. We will chat soon. Drive safe. We'll see you soon.